Good morning. So it looks like there was a NAACP meeting yesterday. It says AD after Dolph NAACP meeting yesterday with the chief, the U.S. Marshal, and Mia J. But this is the Marshal who apprehended the fugitive Justin Johnson, aka Straight Drop. Let's hear what he had to say.
And I think that people thought, well, if they'll gun him down, in front of a bakery or in front of a cookie store in broad daylight, I mean, they'll kill anybody. So I believe that really struck a nerve with people, and they really wanted his killers held accountable. So we took advantage of that, and so all tips started coming in, and we were sending leads to, we checked numerous addresses here in the Memphis area, but we sent leads to our partners in Atlanta, in Houston, in Dallas, in Hampton, Virginia, Indianapolis.
So when people question me and ask me why do I think Dallas and Houston and all these other different places and these strange little crash out ambushes shooting, why do I think that it is all tied to Dolph? What he just said. It's all tied in together. That's why Rico coming. I tried to tell y'all. It just wasn't about Memphis. I told y'all it was bigger than Memphis. But carry on.
We're sending leads to, we checked numerous addresses here in the Memphis area, but we sent leads to our partners in Atlanta, in Houston, in Dallas, in Hampton, Virginia, Indianapolis, just to name a few cities that we checked. So I believe that Mr. Justin Johnson, since he's been arrested, I would identify him specifically. He certainly was on the run, and we were able to work with our partners. We were able to make the arrest, but I'm convinced that it happened because of community involvement. Everybody got involved, and I wish we had that type of participation and cooperation on every case, because that proved to me that we can accomplish what we want to accomplish, and that's to hold people accountable. People who terrorize communities by violent crime need to be held accountable. I believe in rehabilitation, but sometimes people just got to be held accountable, and
sometimes they got to go to the pen
to bring you to court and let the courts deal with you and let the judicial system deal with you. But our job is make that arrest, and we just need more community involvement.
Thank you. I want to highlight that point. This community involvement, in this case, we had that same community involvement prior to such crimes taking place. So I want to turn to the humanity of some of these individuals.
Certainly. So my background is homicide. I've investigated homicides throughout my career, going from a detective level up to a captain. And something I always had, at least I felt like I was successful at, was getting people to open up and tell me why they did something. And I think just touching upon our conversation, when people have done horrible things, abusing a child or even taking someone's life, they expect us, being law enforcement, to judge them. They expect us to treat them like they're less than human, subhuman. And I guess I don't know if they see that from television or I don't really quite
U.S.
know.
Marshal.
I sort of know, but I don't fully understand why. But when I get them in a room and talk to them, I let them know, look, I'm not here to judge you. It's God's job to judge it's the Holy Spirit's job to prevent. It's my job to love. I just show you love.
Christian
And I show them
Marshall.
look, I'm going to treat you like a human being. And a lot of times I'll see them, and once they see that,
that you cool,
I believe in them, and I believe in that, what they got right here that's beaten.
and they
I
hard.
see those eyes well up, and I see that big crocodile tear run down the cheek. I know that they got something heavy on their heart, and they want to talk. Because most people, they know right from wrong, and they know that they're going to be judged one day. And whenever whatever their belief is, they know that when they go, they leave this life, that somebody is going to, they're going to have to account for everything they've done in this world. And I believe that they want to make it right. And so, again, that's just treating people with respect. Again, I'm not there to hold their hand, but I am there, because they're going to be held accountable. That's my job. My job is to put together a case and turn it over to the prosecutor and let the prosecutor do his or her job. But show them, and look, just tell me why you did it. And more times than not, they may not tell you the total truth, but they'll tell you something. Because I just believe that everybody has that sense of goodness in them. You just have to find it.
The U.S. Marshal Miller is about to give us a word of advice of what we can do to help our communities be better. I really like him. Let's listen to him.
One thing, what should we wake up and do tomorrow? What one thing should we wake up and do tomorrow based on your experience as a marshal, having seen what you've seen over the number of years? If you could tell us, the listening and viewing audience, one thing that we can do when we wake up in the morning to make this community better and to assist in remediating the violence in the community, what would that do? What would that be, rather?
Well, I'm a Christian, and I'm
Praise
proud
God.
to
Praise God.
say so. So I believe that we just have to trust in God. Only God can get us through this situation we're in, and I believe that's why we've lost our way. The church is not just where the people are gathered; it has to be where people are scattered. We have to go out. We have to love one another. We have to work for law enforcement. We are not the enemy. Law enforcement, we are some of the most professional people who love. We don't do this for
Some of you.
For a paycheck. We do it because we love the communities that we serve. So, law enforcement, growing up, we were heroes. And somehow, some way, over the last 2 years, we've turned into the enemy. And you won't find somebody that will work harder for you than the men and women in blue. And so,
no.
That one thing I would say is just love one another. And that includes everybody. Love the person in front of you. Don't just love the person who you know. Don't just love your friends. Love the person in front of you.
Absolutely.
Work with law enforcement. We're all in this together. And the only way we're really going to get out of this is by working together.
They said it. Took some things out of our school, out of our community that really was the foundation for who we are as a community, as a people. And even Tyreece, and I've gotten to call Tyreece by his first name. I haven't been here that long, but he's a God-fearing man. Chief Jones is a God-fearing man. We are God-fearing people, and we know how important it is for us to come together and try to take care of our community. Because not only do we wear these uniforms every day, it's what we do, and it's not who we are.
Right.
Who we are people who come out of minority communities, suffering communities, and we want people to know that this work is really about trying to save our young people, trying to save our community, trying to reduce crime, and trying to help our young folks know that there is some other life that they can have it, they can reach it. So, I appreciate the relationship. This is a snapshot in time. You may not have leaders that are willing to say that they're Christians in public. You may not have leaders that really have a stake in the community and are vested in our community. So this is a good time for all of us to come together and really talk about what it is that we can do collaboratively to move the needle and change things in our city.
So we learned that the Justin Johnson was definitely on the run, and the U.S. Marshals went to several states, not just Memphis, and that the other side of it is that they are loving, caring, God-fearing people. And Tyreece said the only way we're going to get out of this horror is by way of God. I really appreciate him saying that publicly. But let's get this case on the rolling. No more free time for Justin and Cornelius and Barnett and whoever else y'all have on the radar. Get them in, ship them out.